Hi there. As promised, I said I would show how to do my accordion book that I made. So this is going to be a quick 5-minute video on how to do a book. And it's really simple and easy, and you can pause and stop at any time so you can go back and do it as we go. Anyway, the things that you need are 3 sheets of paper. You can use plain paper, you can use scrapbook paper, you can use any size paper as long as it's square. So these are 6 by 6. They're pretty easy. I've made them with 12 by 12s, 8 by 8s, whatever you have. And the thing is, you have to remember they're going to be made into squares. So a 6 by 6 is going to end up being a 3-inch book. 12 by 12 would be a 6-inch book. So just figure what you want at the end. So we'll need those. You're going to need a glue stick, your scissors, some double-sided tape, and then for the book covers, you'll need some scraps of mat board, and you'll want to cut those a little bit bigger than your finished book. So these are like a 3 1/4 inch square, and then some ribbon that will be used to tie your book shut. So we'll get started. Okay, you're going to use the 3 sheets of paper, and 2 are going to be your outside pages, and 1 will be the middle. So I'll probably do mine like that. And you can do them whichever way you like your design. It really doesn't make any difference. The 2 outside papers are going to be folded the same way. And what you're going to be doing is making mountain folds and valley folds. So valley fold, all that is you're going to fold the paper inward to make a valley. So to start the paper, that's what we're going to do. These are the outside pages. So we're going to start just by folding it in half and make the first valley fold. It's like that. And then you're just going to turn it the opposite direction and make a second one. And what you're doing is you're pretty much dividing your paper into 4 pieces. So once you're done with that, you have the little 4s here. And now we're going to make the mountain fold, and we're going to turn the paper over to do that. So we're going to flip it over, and actually this fold is going to be corner to corner. So you're going to fold it in half like a triangle. So when you're done with this, you're going to end up with 2 squares that are divided in half into triangles, and then 2 squares that are just flat, plain squares. And that's the way it should look. We're going to do that with the left side and the right side. So I'm going to take another one of my papers, whichever I want to be the other outside, and do the same thing. So we're going to do that again. You're going to start by folding it in half to make a valley fold. And then you're just going to turn it to do the others to make the squares. You're going to be surprised how darn easy this is. You're going to make a bunch of them. Okay, so once you have your squares, you're going to flip it over to the back and make triangles. I should say in half, 1 triangle. So that's the mountain fold. And there we go. We're back to again 2 with diamond shapes and or triangle shapes, and 2 plain. So those are our 2 outsides. Okay, the middle paper is going to be the same idea, except what we're going to do is we're going to do everything from the back side. We're going to start this way. So now when we make the valley fold, we're going to be doing it from the back. So you make your first, and then we're going to turn it and make the second. So you're making 4 squares. And then to make the last fold, you're going to turn it right side up and make the triangle shape in half. So when you get done, you have the same idea. It's just that this one is going to fold towards me and the others are going to fold away from me. See the difference? So this is how they're going to stack up, however we want to put them together. All we do is we're going to glue the 2 outside ones that are not folded, the flat edges, on top of each other. I think I'm going to do mine that way. So just use your glue stick. You're almost done, believe it or not. Just put some glue on your paper. Line up your edges. I usually try to fold my paper up a little bit so that I make sure to get it on there straight. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then while the glue is still kind of setting so that I know it's not stuck yet, I like to fold up my book and make sure it's gonna fold. So these will fold in. Let's see if I did it the right way. These will fold in. The center's gonna fold to the back. You kind of push it together. And the top will fold in. Takes a minute for the papers to get all set, but you should be able to sandwich it up there and you have a square. Pretty darn easy. And that's gonna be your book when you open it up, okay? Now, most people have them like this when you open them and look at them, so they're kind of like a staircase, whatever you end up wanting to do. But we're gonna need to put our covers on next. So what we do is, decide where you want your top and bottom to be, your outside, inside. I don't think it really makes a huge difference. This is where the double-sided tape comes in. And we're going to use 3 strips of double-sided tape on each side. And you can use whatever kind of double-sided tape you wish to use. The kind that I'm using is called Terrifically Tacky tape, and it comes in all different widths. I normally would not use this thin of a width. I just ran out of my regular stuff and I wanted to get this made. But this stuff is one of those tapes that you stick something to it, as soon as you do, it's done, it's there, and it's never going to move again. So that can be really good because it's gonna stay where you put it, and it can be really bad because it's gonna stay where you put it. So I've had that happen before where I put it crooked or something like that, and once it's down, it's done. So anyway, I'm gonna put my top, bottom, and middle on each of these. So there's tape on both sides, top, bottom, and middle. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna start with the middles. The middle pieces are going to be our ties. So what you're gonna do is just take the cover off your tape if it has a cover on it. This is its protection. And then take your piece of ribbon and center it right down the middle. And you can use wide or thin or whatever you want to do. I like having really long ribbon because I have a hard time with bows, so if it's cut really long, it makes it super easy for me to tie a bow. So once you center your ribbon on there, you're all set with that. The next thing is to put on the mat board. And you can decorate your mat board up with scrap paper or whatever you want before you do this, or you can wait till you're done and then decorate it. It doesn't really matter. I try to just center it as best I can. Press it down and you're done. Do the same thing on both sides. And I was lucky enough, I got mat board that is velvet mat board, and you can find mat board with textures on them and everything. I get mine at any store that does framing, usually has scraps, and they'll even sell bags of scraps. A lot of places give them away, especially if it's a smaller town, a family store. Chain stores might not do so much. But once you get your covers on, you're all set with your book. And what you can do is just, your bows are going to tie it shut. And it's good to tie it shut anyway because it gives that glue time to just dry really good that you glued your pages with together. Plus it makes it look so finished. It's like, boy, I'm done. So tie your big old bows. Way too big bows. I'll be cutting these a lot shorter later on after I get all done with this, trust me. I think tying the bows is the hardest part of the whole thing for me. And I have a little book. I'll probably, you know, you can use some little metal decorations, whatever you want. I'll probably glue that on there with some charms or something later, or collage it, whatever. But they are super easy. They're super simple. I hope you have fun with them and give them a try. So thanks.